BANDEX has a fully integrated production in Koblenz, Austria, where we produce curtain tapes as well as technical ribbons. Today we would like to show you the way from the yarn, means this very thin thread, to the finished curtain tape, as well as we would like to introduce our production technologies.
This is where the threads come together. When warping, the threads required for the warp direction are prepared for processing. A beam can consist of up to 174 individual threads and is different for each tape family. After temporary storage, it is inserted into the rack on the weaving machine. The number of required beams varies depending on the tape family. Here on machine number 56, we have the Bocelli tape in production. For this, we need 6 beams. Draw cords, weft and auxiliary threads are fed separately. Weaving is our most important technology. We manufacture tapes in widths from 3 to 200 millimeters and can weave on up to 3 levels at the same time. The maximum speed of a loom is around 1100 RPM and depends on the complexity of the product. Knitting is another important technology at BANDEX. In addition to curtain tapes, we mainly produce technical textiles for a wide variety of purposes. We also manufacture the draw cords for our curtain tapes ourselves. The cords are warp knitted, and we can produce up to 150,000 meters every day. BANDEX maintains and repairs all existing machines itself. The general overhaul of a machine can take up to 2 months. This loom is currently being put back into operation after a major service. After weaving, the curtain tapes still have to be finished. This takes place in a separate process. When finishing, the tape is shrunk. Depending on the yarn used, temperatures of up to 210 degrees centigrade prevail in the ovens. A modern automatic winder helps our employees to process the tapes quickly. The spooled, packaged and labelled tape is now brought to the warehouse and is ready for dispatch to our customers. As soon as we've received your order, it will be picked and the package will be on its way to you.
A lovely good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our second BANDEX Online seminar. We are again in our showroom in Koblach, and I'd like to say you thanks a lot for participating in our event on the 27th of January and for the great and constructive feedback we have received. Some of the points we have already taken up for today's event. The topics today are tapes for slidable curtains, tapes for side decorations, sewing instructions for decorative pillows, and we also like to introduce some novelties for our homepage. In order to show the points 1 and 2 in the best possible way, we have created a lot of curtains. That's also the reason why we are not live today, because we have to change a lot of things during the recording. But I like to say thanks a lot for supporting us with choosing the fabrics, as well as in sewing to Galina Lugina from Moscow, Laguna Textile from Szombathely, and last but not least, Sharp or Gadizet in Bielefeld. You did a great job, and I'm happy to have such reliable partners and friends in our team. We have different styles of fabrics, and we also used various technologies in sewing. And after the seminar, we will be 1 hour live in the chat room in order to answer questions and also to receive feedback, which is always for us very important. So let's get it started with our first point, tapes for slidable curtains. As we all know, not every style of pleating is suitable for sliding. And for example, with shearing tapes, with smock pleat or with the pencil pleats, we very quickly reach the limits. And as frequent traveler, I can assure you, you always see something new overshadowing what you have experienced so far. Wave tapes as well as screw pleat tapes with a wide pleat distance are ideal for slidable curtains. And I would like to show you now 3 examples we created with our wave tape ELISA. And therefore I change now to the module. As you know, we have the ELISA tape in different options of fullness ratio and different repeats. And the first we like to show you is the mini wave. That's the ELISA in a fullness of 2 with a repeat of 140 millimeters. You see, it gives a lovely pleating, lovely waves, and also you can very simple move it and you have a perfect picture in every position. And of course, the waves are quite small. The next one, we stay with 2 times fullness, but we change the repeat to 210 millimeters, means we see the bigger pleats and the bigger waves. And although this creates a very lovely picture, and it's even better in moving. And you really have here the perfect style and the perfect pleats in every position, especially with such a lovely falling fabric. The next one, we even take it bigger with the waves. We have now the ELISA in 2.2 fullness. And you also see the big waves and also lovely falling with this fabric from Laguna. And here we decided to make the end in another way. We did not make the return as with this curtain here. We made a straight end. That is also one of the options you have, choosing which style you like more or what is requested by your customer. But although this wave you can move very, very well and very, very simple. As mentioned already, we have different sizes of the pleats, and I would like to show you now where you can find the detailed information, and therefore we go now in our webshop. So we enter into www.bandex.com, as you know, and then we go into our online shop and we type here ELISA in the search field. And then we have here all the options we have available with that tape. We stay with the 2 times fullness and the 210 millimeter repeat. And you see here then the description. The size of the pleat in total is 75 millimeter, and we have 45 millimeters to the front and 30 millimeters to the back side. Please also pay attention to the sewing instructions or the sewing guide we have here. So if you press that button, there is a PDF opened, and then you see a lot of helpful information and hints for using the ELISA tape. I also recommend to have a look at the video we have with the ELISA and Sunset and also Matilda tape. You find that in the download section of our homepage. As we all know, the calculation of the fabric amount is a quite tough thing with the wave tapes, and you always end with the wrong conclusion if you calculate it with the formula, the width of the fabric multiplied with the fullness ratio plus adding the hems. You will always miss a couple of centimeters of fabrics. In order to help our customers with that, BANDEX has created a calculator which you find on our homepage, and I'd like to introduce that very helpful tool to you now. So we go again on our homepage, and you have two options to get it started. One is directly with the product. You see here calculating fabric amount. The other one is that you get it started directly from our online shop. So press the button here, calculating the fabric amount. And we have to start a new calculation, sorry for that. And we see now the option window and close with. The close with you will choose if you just like to do a side decoration. As we are talking today about curtains with slidable function, we opt for window. And then you see all the 18 products we have available here in the calculator. My favorite today is the ELISA with 1 to 1.8 fullness. And then we have to add our data, the curtain width and the size of the left and of the right seam. And then we can start the calculation. And we always see two results, one rounded up and the second one rounded down, because it is very unlikely that we will end with a straight number of waves in our calculations. And we don't like, on the other hand, that our curtain will finish like this one, because we need a complete wave at the beginning and at the end of our curtain. That means you have to decide what is the right option for your project. So if we see the requested width of the curtain is 1 meter, with the rounded up option we end up with 1 meter 2. That fits more or less perfectly. Means we have 8 waves, we have a fabric amount of 194 centimeters, and you need also 16 gliders, 2 in each wave. Let's have a brief look on the rounded down version, where we end up with 7 waves. But we just cover 90 centimeters roughly, and this is not what we are looking for, because we will end up in a gap of 10 centimeters. So use in this case the option with 8 waves, or what you can also do, that you look if one of the other options might fit better to your project. Another option to build perfect waves is using our tapes Magnum, Nova and Vesuvio. All of them, they are pocket tapes, means you don't have to pleat them, but you need additional equipment, as you need a glider cord or a glider tape plus the hooks. Magnum and Nova are translucent tapes, and the Magnum is used for very light and lovely falling curtains. In case that you have a heavy drapery, we recommend to use the Vesuvio tape. This is characterized by very strong pockets, and in addition we have woven special fibers into it in order to create the perfect waves. All 3 tapes are available at variable. Means we have a continuous pocket row, and you have the option, of course, to decide yourself the fullness ratio, the size of the pleat, as well as the pleat distance. In order to give you all the very helpful tool, we have created also an instruction for this tape family. Plus, we have woven some markers into the tape to make your life more simple, and I would like to show you now where you find this information. And therefore we go into the download section of our homepage. You see here we are within video, brochures, newsletters and more, and then we scroll down until we come to the helpful hints and handling tips. And you see here the instructions for the wave system Londa. That's how we call that family. And if you press the download button, you see that we have here with Nova and Magnum, unfortunately that only works with the translucent tapes, we have markers indicating for you the fullness ratio. So there is one for 2 times, one for 2.5, and another one for 3 times fullness. In addition, we are mentioning the distance between the hooks. Means that is for you to decide whether you count the pockets or if you measure it from next 16 centimeters to the next ones. In addition, you see here also the pleat sizes, means in this case 14 centimeters, and we build it symmetric with 7 centimeters to the front and 7 centimeters to the back side. If you like to see all the options we have inside that family, you go again into our online shop. We choose the wave system Londa, and then you see all 21 products we have in that range. There are of course the tapes. First we see again the variable options of Magnum and Nova, and with Nova and Vesuvio we have also tapes with a fixed fullness ratio, means there is a pocket only where it should be. And these are characterized with a number. So Nova 12, that means we have a pocket distance of 12 centimeter, or Nova 1410, there is a distance between the pockets of 13 centimeter followed by 10 centimeter, means the size of the wave to the front and to the back side is different. And you find this information in the details, of course. You see the depth of the pleat is 10 centimeters, 6 to the front and 4 to the back side. The fullness ratio is given by the glider distance. If you opt for 8 centimeter glider distance, then it's 1 to 1.5 with this tape Nova 1410. If your choice is the 6 centimeter glider distance, then you end up with a fullness ratio of 2. Of course, you find also here the hints for the Londa, as well as the calculation for the fabric amount is also available for these products. If you stay on our homepage and stay in the wave system Londa, you also see all the variants of glider cords and glider tapes available. All of them are suitable for the most common track and rail systems. And what I like to highlight is that glider tape, because that stays more likely inside the track and is not falling down like the cord is doing it when you move your curtain. In case that you like to receive samples from us, we are happy to help. Simply send us an email and we will send the samples. We have prepared now one curtain for you with the tape Nova, and there are some special options in that curtain which I would like to show you now. Here we have a curtain created with our tape Nova. We use the glider spacing of 8 cm and we have very big and nice waves. Galina Lugina designed this curtain using 3 different fabrics, and this gives a very special design to it. You can also move it perfectly, and as you see, you have in every position a perfect wave, and again a very interesting and nice design. We have also one very special thing with this curtain, and the point is that the tape itself is hidden. You can see it here. And I like to show that to you a bit better using this mini curtain here. So you have the front view as usual with the fabric, everything is normal. And if you turn it around, also you see that the tape itself is hidden. We used here a different color in the fabric to show that better to you. And of course, we have created sewing instructions for you in order that you can do it also yourself. And I like to show you now where you find this instruction. And of course, you find it on our webpage in the download section. So if we go on the downloads, and then we scroll down to the points with the helpful hints and handling tips. You see here Nova Hidden Sewing Guide. Just press the download button and you find the detailed and helpful information how to do it. We stay with the topic tapes for slidable curtains, but we move now to the group pleats. Again, we have prepared 4 different pairs of curtain for you with different pleat distances as well as the different depth of the pleat. You are of course aware that the pleat distance is a very important figure, because when you move the curtains to the side, there will be created another pleat to the back. And the size of this pleat is the distance between the pleats divided by 2. In order to show that better to you, we have prepared a small video which we'll show to you now. Here we have prepared for you a curtain using our tape Lambada P1 in the fullness of 2. The Lambada is a 7 cm wide tape, and we have here a pleat distance of 88 mm, so that's very nice for sliding. And you see, if I move the curtain to the side, it creates also a very lovely picture here. And of course, when we move it again to the other side, you see the lovely design given by this curtain. So this is one of the tapes where I say ideal for sliding curtains. By occasion, we have now 3 curtains having a triple pleat, because all our partners have chosen this style of pleating. And we start with the boogie tape, the boogie P3 in a fullness of 1 to 2.5. You see the boogie is a 5 cm wide tape, and we have a pleat distance of 90 mm. And you see very nicely that triple pleat on this lovely fabric from Laguna. And if we move that now to the side, you also see we are creating a very lovely picture. And also this gives a good design in all positions. The next one we have is the Lambada P3 in a fullness of 2. The Lambada is a 7 cm wide tape, and we have here a pleat distance of 100 mm. And if we move this to the side, it creates also a very nice picture. Just move it back. And the third curtain we like to show to you is using our tape Disco P3 in a fullness of 2.5. The Disco is 10 cm wide and also has a pleat distance of 100 mm. And you see here now very, very well, first the difference in the size of the tape, as well as in the size of the pleats. Both have a pleat distance of 100 mm, but due to the lower fullness ratio, the pleats with the Lambada are much smaller. But that topic we were discussing during our first online seminar. With the tapes for the side decoration, it is only important that beautiful is what you like. Means you can choose from our wide range of different products. And we have selected for today's presentation 3 tapes in the width of 100 mm with different styles of pleating. And we are also sure that you will not hide the top of your curtain with a caniche, or that will you not hang your curtain in a niche. Otherwise, the beautiful top of the curtain will not be visible. I would like to show you now 3 curtains and start with one with a box pleat tape Chanson. We have chosen the fullness of 2 times, so we have a nice pleat and it is lovely also falling down. And you see here on top that you don't have to stitch the pleat down. That job is done by a 5th straw cord. And in order to show that to you in a better way, we are going now into show in our web shop, because there you can see all details. So, in our web shop, we type in the search field Chanson. And here you see the 3 options we have in that product family. I opt now for the 2.5 times fullness. And here you see the 9 pocket rows, means you are very flexible in hanging and could also hide the track. And here on the top you see the 5th drawcord in white, and that is pulling the pleats down, as you can see in this picture. So here it is pulling down, and that means you don't have to stitch it down. But one thing is very important, please don't stitch ahead on that, because otherwise the drawcord cannot work. In order to make your life more simple, we also have created helpful hints for the box pleats, so please study them carefully before you start working with our box pleat tapes. The next curtain I like to show to you is created with our tape Lola. The Lola is a smog pencil pleat combination, and you see it is creating a very playful view. Due to the 4 pocket rows, you have of course the chance to hide the drag, but it also brings another option with it. If you stitch the tape upside down, means with the color market on the bottom, you create a fully new design in your pair of curtain. So try it out and be surprised. For all of us who like to have it a bit more straightforward but don't like to use a pencil or a group pleat tape, the America tape is a nice option. We have here a combination of 2 small pencils divided by a gap. Although this is creating a very nice view on your curtain, we have it here in 2 times fullness, but of course it is also available in 2.5 times fullness. And I would like to show to you now the big range of 100 mm translucent tapes we have, and therefore we go again in our webshop. So, in our webshop we have a very helpful tool, and this is the tape configurator, which we introduced already in our first seminar, but I like to show it to you again. So we get it started on that red button here, the curtain tape configurator. And you see we have 380 products at the moment in our webshop, and we are looking for 100 mm wide tapes, so we opt for the width. Go on 100, and you see we are already down on 45 products, and we like to have only the translucent tapes, and that is squeezing it down to 35 tapes. So you see the chanson variants, you see the America, you see the legato tape, the America, and all the other options. So explore it yourself and be excited. For all of you who like to have a very impressive view on their curtains, our range of 150 mm wide tape is a nice option. We have created one curtain with the Giulio tape, and I like to show it to you now. Here you see the Giulio, which is a smog pleat, and you see the very deep pleats, and it's creating really a nice style for you. And it's hard to believe that we have here only a fullness of 2 times. For sure you remember that we had the Giulio tape already in our first online seminar, where we created cushions and bed runners with this. And we like to show you one more time how beautiful you can design your rooms with cushions and with bed runners, and how simple it is to change the designs just using different colors. And there we prepared a small video for you, which we start now. In addition to the beautiful curtains, Galina also created some cushions for us. Here we have a lovely one created with our Julio tape, and you see it is stitched into the frame. Another option we have here using our Simone tape, which is just stitched on top of the body of the cushion. And in order to help you to create such beautiful pillows yourself at home, Galina created sewing instructions for us, which you find on our homepage. You see here, there is always a drawing and there is also a text coming with it. And we will increase the number of options there on our homepage step by step. So have a frequent look on our homepage. It's always worth visiting it. Homepage is also the keyword for our last topic. We have created a brand new tool for you, and this is this 360-degree view on a curtain. And we would like to introduce it to you now. So we go in our web shop again. And we created it for a couple of tapes, and we like to show it to you now with the ELISA tape. So we type ELISA in the search field. And I opt now for the version in 1.2.1.8. And you see also what is new are these thumbnails. If there are more than one picture, you see that. And we go now on this 360-degree view. And you see the curtain is already rotating. We increase the view, and you can always stop it in every position and then go left or go right step by step. And of course you can also zoom it. And then we turn it now to the back side that you can also see more options here. You see how this should be pleated from the back side. You see also this helpful tool to hide the draw cord. And of course you can still rotate it in any position. And we can always make it smaller again. So you see also the size of the return, which is very well done because it's hiding the other pleats. Another tape I like to show to you on that is the Sirtaki tape. There is also one new product with the Sirtaki. We have the Sirtaki in the fullness of 1.2.1.7 as a P1 new in our range. You see we also increase our range of products. And I like to show you now the 360-degree view in the option with 1.2.1.8.5 fullness. So again, we go on this 360-degree button. We can increase it here, can stop in any of the positions. We use again the zoom. And you see here also the details like the color thread. We see here violet, so it's fullness 1.2.1.8.5. We see the continuous pocket row. We see that we can close the pleat using that hook. And you also see this marker here, which is giving you the mid of the pleat. This is very, very helpful when you start creating your pair of curtain. I think this is a very great tool, so check it out and visit our homepage. All right, now we are already at the end of our seminar. I would like to thanks a lot for visiting us today and to be with us. But I'd like to say also thanks a lot to Mario Bertolini for the support in the photograph work, to Dominik Keindl and his team in supporting us with the video preparation. And very special thanks to Ines Bolter for the support creating today's event. We will do more online seminars in autumn this year and will introduce the times for that as early as possible. We will be available for another hour in the chat room now, and you see that small button on the right side. So if you press that, you can start communicating with us in a few minutes. One more time, thanks for choosing us today. Stay safe, take care, have a good time. Hope to see you soon again.